I was saying that it is quite a special day today, as not only do we have here a friend from a country which is a very important partner and ally, the Right Honourable Secretary of State, Commonwealth and Development Affairs, Lord Cameron, but at the same time a friend, a special friend of this region and of Albania as well, who finally made it to come to Tirana after having been extended an invitation since years now. I am convinced now that he's going to come back. We discussed today about our very good bilateral relations, as well as to further advance such relationship. We talked not only in terms of the relationship as two ally countries within NATO, as well as in terms of bilateral relations under the conditions where the United Kingdom intends to be more present in our region. Without delving into all the plans we have in place for our bilateral cooperation, I wish to emphasize that we discussed about the involvement of the UK in a strategic project that is of special importance to Albania, to Kosovo, and the region at large, which is Durrës-Pristina Railway, which is a key component of the project to boost the mobility capacities not only between our two countries but also among the region and beyond, considering that we will very soon open the international competition for Durrës commercial port. We are expecting NATO's final response concerning the military wing of Durrës port, and at the same time, as you are informed, Kosovo, on the other hand, is going to build a dry port in Pristina. Well, for all of these, this project is something that goes beyond the interest of our two countries, and for which the UK has expressed its own interest to be involved, both in terms of its funding and expertise. So I am grateful for that. As I deem the Secretary to be a very important advocate supporting all the transformative processes our region is going through. On the other hand, we obviously talked about our common project or program on countering the unlawful human trafficking, and we are indeed very pleased with the results so far. However, our joint operation will continue, and our readiness to deter and discourage this trafficking flows will be at maximum levels onwards. That is actually related to our common willingness to fight this phenomenon to its roots that are connected to organized crime networks. Third, we discussed on the ongoing processes of reconciliation and security in the region. Lord Cameron is a staunch supporter of these processes, and it is universally known that the United Kingdom has always expressed special interest in seeing full normalization or restoring to normalcy of the relations in the region, as well as a successful outcome of the process of dialogue between Belgrade and Pristina, where successful steps have been taken, but which has also seen stalemates or is also faced at times with the risk of falling into previous issues. Well, I wish to thank both Prime Minister Sunak as well as Lord Cameron, prior to giving the floor to the Lord, for their determination in supporting Albania's application to become next year the host of the large summit of the European community, which this year is slated to take place in London on June the 2nd or a bit later, because I actually confused the 2nd June, which is the date of my meeting with Albanians in the UK. So this is slated to take place on the 18th of July in London. David, thank you once again. It is an honor, and it is a much more special pleasure than you could fathom for you to be here today. I would reiterate that now you are accountable before all Albanians, because you've promised you are going to come back. So it's not only myself, but all Albanians who will actually hold you to account and see how much you are a politician who holds promises.
Thank you. Thank you. Faleminderit Kryeministër, faleminderit Edi. Është vërtet një që jam në Shqipëri sot. Taken so long, and sorry it's a short visit. But one of the reasons I wanted to come was to celebrate your success. Albania is an incredible success story. A success story economically, a success story in NATO. You successfully sat on the United Nations Security Council and provided great Unë dëshiroj t'ju falenderoj juve për leadershipin tuaj, jo vetëm sepse keni fituar më shumë zgjedhje se ç'kam fituar unë, po që for where you want to take your country and where you think Albania belongs in the Euro-Atlantic sphere as part of the European Union, part of NATO, with that orientation. And what I can say from the British point of view, and I speak very much for our Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, when I say this, is this is, and will continue to be, one of our most positive and fruitful partnerships. It is very positive on the economy. Our exports are up 20% this year. We have exciting projects like the railway line you were discussing from Pristina to Durrës, which will be hugely important, not just, I think, for Albania, but also for Kosovo and for the whole region. It's a very positive relationship in terms of defence, which we've spoken about today, not just the partnership we have in NATO and the work we're doing to encourage Ukraine's accession to NATO, but also in terms of the direct defence support and ideas that we're giving to each other. It's a great partnership when it comes to tackling the problems of serious and organised crime that we've spoken about. We're delighted to be helping with the modernisation of your judiciary and anything we can do to help as you continue to reform. And of course on migration. It's been an incredibly positive partnership, and I think an example for many others to follow. All over Europe, the problem of illegal migration is a problem that countries face, and as I'm fond of saying to my fellow foreign ministers, it's one of those problems that you have to deal with, otherwise it will deal with you. And in the case of the UK and Albania, I think we've shown that if you are innovative, if you're creative, if you go into genuine partnership, if you work together, if you follow things through, you can achieve extraordinary things which are of benefit to both countries. Your economy is growing, your tourism sector is going to be extraordinarily successful, I think, in the coming years, and there'll be many opportunities for people to stay and work in Albania and build your country and build your economy, and we want to help you as you do that. Thank you for what you said about me being a friend of the Western Balkans, a friend of the region. I take that as a huge compliment. I have a very straightforward and simple view, which is that when the Balkans succeeds, Europe succeeds. And when the Balkans stall, Europe stalls. And it's in our interest, not just because of the affinity we have with this region and its people, but it's in our interest to help the process of reconciliation, the process of growth, the process of understanding. And that's something I've tried to make a priority as Prime Minister, but also in the last few months, and want to continue to do that. I'm delighted that you're going to be coming to the European Political Community meeting in the 18th of July, just to be clear, not June, you have me worried there. And it won't be taking place in London, it will be taking place at Blenheim Palace, which is in my old constituency of West Oxfordshire, and one of the more magnificent buildings that we have, and I think it'll be a great place to host what is an important meeting. I think it's important not just for all the countries of the European Union, but also those countries like Albania, like the United Kingdom, that want to have strong and positive relations across our continent and talk about all of these issues, whether it's migration, whether it's the support we give to Ukraine, whether it's the importance of stability, growth and success here in the Western Balkans. So it's been great to come, great to see you in the conversations we've had today, and I can make the promise that I will be back for further conversations and further discussions later in the year. But it's been really good to come and have that conversation. And again, congratulations on all you're achieving here. Thank you.
And because of the very heavy schedule, Lord Cameron will come next time to answer questions.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.